Okay, this is gonna seem kind of silly, but I think it's funny. And I think it would work. I sit here and have these thoughts like all day. More like ideas, really. But you know, I put that video out about CNN and Dan Page. You know how everybody talks about, you know, this, something goes on and everybody says they want to, you know, boycott people and stuff like that. Well, what if we just completely boycotted everything this establishment's created? Just even act like it doesn't even exist. Go back to the Constitution. Create our own media. Create our own music industry. Stop buying all the bullshit and just start creating our own and living like that. Having our own, because I know there's writers out there. I know there's people who's been to college who has the credentials. There's reporters. Hell, everybody's a reporter these days. We got the phones. We got all the equipment. We don't need them anymore. It's obvious that they're lying to us, so why listen to them anymore? Just shut your TVs off. Just shut them off. Don't put them on no news stations at all. Only stick to people who are telling you the truth. And black them out. Make their ratings drop to where they have to completely go off the air. Ignore them. That's why I said, you know, we need writers, we need musicians. You know, all these people that keep getting the stink eye when they try to go to become an artist because they won't conform and become like everybody else because they have individuality. I mean, think about it. Imagine all the musicians we had like in the 60s and the 70s. You know, they were all different, but they were all special and they all had their own kind of thing that they did. And I've said this, I don't know how many times in my videos before, but we need real music again. I mean, if they don't want to put you out, they don't want to, you know, just start putting your own videos out. I mean, people will listen to them, just share them. I mean, I'm sick of this crap. We don't really need them anymore. We depend too much on them. I mean, imagine how much talent is out there right now. You have, you know, writers, you have musicians, you have all these different people with all these different talents that, you know, we'll never see because some asshole in the industry thinks they know better than anybody else and they don't want to put them out. Oh well, screw them then. Let's just take everything back. What are they going to do if we ignore them? There's nothing they can do. They're just going to try to push more and more, and it's just going to make them look like an ass like CNN looks. Almost everybody, if you're in any kind of patriot group or whatever, you've seen that video of Dan Page. So you know full well that they're lying and all they did was just make an ass of themselves. Who's going to believe them after that? Honestly, who wants to sit there after that and watch that stupid communist news network after seeing that they blatantly lied? I mean, stop watching their ass. Seriously. There's so many people out here now, you know, we got like InfoWars, we've got We Are Change, we've got, you know, people coming out with their own radio stations. Stacey Pierce has his. He comes on during the week. You know, I make these videos, other people are making videos. We don't need them anymore. Okay, we just need to completely turn our backs on them and give them the finger and say, we're done with your shit. We're done. We don't want you anymore. Go to some other communist country and spew your lies. Because we ain't listening to it no more. Either way, I mean, I don't know any other way to do it, really, other than that. Just pretend they don't even exist. And move on with our lives. Screw them. You know? I hope more people make videos. I mean, I've seen a lot of people do it. Been doing it, but everybody on my friends list, you know, just don't worry about what you look like. That's another control mechanism that they use on you. That's why all day long you're seeing all these videos of all these like anorexic chicks running around, you know, with their bones sticking out and shit, and it's constantly in all these like female magazines. You have to be this way, you have to be that way, all that crap. It's crap. It's not real. But if you want to go out and work out and you're healthy and you're a good looking person, whether you be male or female, that's freaking cool, man. But, you know, to treat people like crap just because you constantly sit there all day watching the brainwashing machine and they implanted in your brain is that this is the way you're supposed to think about people. Imagine how much like opportunities you're missing and friendships you're missing because you're only looking at somebody for their image. Not everybody's the same. They may not be beautiful, they may not look a certain way, but, you know, they have different qualities of them as a person, and you're missing out on it because you're too worried about what the status quo thinks. I mean, I'm starting to see it. People are losing their individuality. That's where all the music comes from. That's where all the ideas and inventions and how everything was built. It was from people who were individuals, you know, who put everything of their self into a project, and it's changed people's lives. We need that again. I mean, I don't even listen to the radio anymore because everything sounds the same. I can sit there and I'll listen to, you know, music from like the 70s and some of them from the 80s and stuff like that because it was real music. And people put their heart and their soul into it. It's not the same shit over and over and over again. You know, I got a neighbor. She's so good at singing and playing guitar, but she thinks she's too old to sing. I've been trying to tell her, you know, you got a beautiful voice. She's got books of music that she's written over the years, just sitting there piling up dust. And I tell her, it doesn't matter how old you are. You've got talent. You got a beautiful voice. People out in the world need to hear you sing. But she's worried about what people will think about how she looks or what her age is. That's bullshit, guys. It's bullshit. We got to get past this self-pity, self-guilt stuff that this society as a whole has conditioned people to think. That's a whole big part of the problem. You know, if we can work on that and get past that, we're good. Anyway, I get these freaking thoughts that go through my head, and now, you know, I'm not used to not being put on camera, but now I guess it's starting to become a habit. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here because I'm battling on, but I'm just trying to, you know, express this. I don't care what you look like or whatever. You know, if you feel something, put your video out. Let people know. You know, I would not even let anyone take pictures of me. I would not. I did not want to be on camera, have people take pictures of me. That's why I don't hardly post any pictures on my Facebook. But, you know what? It's more the country and people's rights and people's freedoms. You know, it's more important than what I think about what someone thinks of me, okay? I know this is a long video, but I was just sitting there thinking about all this stuff, and that's another thing I wanted to talk about. So please, make your videos. We want to hear them. If you're a musician, if you sing, if you play any kind of instrument, whatever, man, we need it. You know, just get in front of the camera and do it. If you have to do it a couple times, whatever, do it. I want to hear it. You know, I'm not doing this just to be popular or famous or whatever. I'm doing it because I want to get people off their ass and get them, you know, expressing themselves again. Individuality. You know, we need that. There's too much bullshit going on. Alright, I'm going to get off here. I'll see you in the next one.
I feel like this all the time, trying to politically awaken people that they're being lied to, that there's an agenda. It's not left or right. It's, hey, there's mind control going on. The signal's broadcast 24 hours a day through all this media. Just become aware of it, and they'll say, there's nothing going on. And I want to say, put on these glasses or start chewing concrete.
They have taken the hearts and minds of our leaders. They have recruited the rich and the powerful, and they have blinded us to the truth.
The question is, do we all work for central bankers? That's what I want to address to our guest tonight.
Our impulses are being redirected. We are living in an artificially induced state of consciousness that resembles sleep.
An estimated 50 to 70 million Americans suffer from a sleep disorder or sleep deprivation.
Outside the limit of our sight, feeding off us, perched on top of us from birth to death, are our owners.
Latest census numbers prove the United States has the biggest gap between rich and poor compared to all westernized countries today.
Our projections show that by the year 2025, not only America, but the entire planet will be under the protection and the dominion of this power alliance. The gains have been substantial, both for ourselves and for you, the human power elite.
For the first time in all of human history, mankind is politically awakened. That's a total new reality.
I've got one that can see.
We can't be the only ones who can see.
Unfortunately, you've grown up hearing voices that incessantly warn of government as nothing more than some separate, sinister entity that's at the root of all our problems.
It's a new morning in America. Fresh, vital. The old cynicism is gone. We have faith in our leaders. We're optimistic as to what becomes of it all. It really boils down to our ability to accept. We don't need pessimism.
I have two words for you: predator drones.
And who are you, little fella?
You will never see it coming.
I'm predicting the first guy who uses a Second Amendment weapon to bring a drone down that's been hovering over his house is going to be a folk hero in this country.
Nice.
There is a signal broadcast every second of every day through our television sets.
I'm just trying to warn you folks, the television is a giant LED weapon system. It's so advanced. They got a monkey farm in Bastrop, folks, that they do all sorts of testing on great apes, rhesus monkeys, the whole 9 yards. And they go, oh, you didn't see this, and punch a button, and it'd be hundreds of monkeys with wires in their brains with television sets brainwashing them.
All I ever have to do is be famous. People watch me, and they love me.
You can have a little taste of that good life too. Now I know you want it. Hell, everybody does.
Do it to your own kind.
What's the threat? We all sell out every day. Might as well be on the winning team.
The real men of the world have to stand up and say, I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum. Time to take a stand, boys. You know what? You got a little courage. Stand up for yourself.
Waging war on corruption. It's Alex Jones, coming to you live from the front lines of the InfoWar.
The Oscar winners give a press conference, and how to buy a sailboat as...